Here are a couple of Sohcahtoa questions. Sohcahtoa just being an acronym to remember the sine formula, the cosine formula, and the tan formula. Let's see which one we're going to end up using. The first question is asking us to find x given 30-degree angle here and 49 units on this side length here. So let's figure out x. Well, first we need to figure out what sides we have. Compared to this 30 degrees, the x is way across on the opposite side. That means the x is opposite. And this 49 is directly across from the right angle of this right angle triangle. So that means it's the hypotenuse. Let's check Sohcahtoa and see what formula uses O and H. It's sine. So we know the sine of this angle, 30 degrees, is opposite over hypotenuse. In other words, I know that sine of 30 degrees is opposite, x, over the hypotenuse, 49. Different ways you can solve from here, but one of the easiest would be to just clear away what's happening to x, just like you do in linear algebra. X is being divided by 49. What's the opposite of divide by 49? Times 49. So do that to both sides. And when you do that, you'll get x by itself, and on the right-hand side, well, that is the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, you get 49 times sine 30. And so let's try that on our calculator. I'm going to do the sine 30 first. I like doing the trigonometric part, the sine or cosine or tan part first. Sine 30 equals times 49, and look, an exact answer. X is exactly 24.5, whatever the units are. If it were centimeters, put centimeters. No rounding dot, because neither we nor the calculator rounded. Second question. We have 49 degrees here, 35 unit length here, and we're trying to solve this x. Let's identify the sides. Compared to 49 degrees, 35 is all the way across on the other side, or opposite side. And this x, well, two remaining choices. It's either hypotenuse or adjacent. Both these sides are beside 49 degrees, but only this x is not the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is clearly here. You can write that in if you want. That means this is adjacent. It's the side beside 49 that's not the hypotenuse. So looking at our Sohcahtoa, which formula uses adjacent and opposite? The two sides we're working with, adjacent and opposite. That's got to be tan. So the tan of 49, Sohcahtoa tells me, is opposite over adjacent. In other words, tan of 49 degrees is opposite, 35, over adjacent, x. Now a lot of students struggle here, so be careful. Remember what we do though, when even in the last question, when you were dividing by something, how do you get it out of there? Times both sides. So in this case, when we're dividing by x, how do you get it out of there? Times both sides by x. And what you get, on the right hand side, the x's cancel and you just get 35. And on the left hand side, you get x times tan of 49. Well, I got to get x by itself, and I can do that because this x is just being times by tan 49. What's the opposite of tan times tan 49? Divide by tan 49. But I got to do that on both sides. And when I do, the tan 49's cross out on the left, I just get x. And on the right hand side, let's calculate. 35 divided by, my calculator is going to need brackets here. You probably should too. Depends on your calculator. 35 divided by tan 49 degrees is approximately 30. And it's a side length. The question should usually specify. Let's round to 3 decimals. This side length that we found here is approximately 30.425 units.